Shalom Akim, Yabashim Yabashai, Barakatam, Bashim Kwadash. This is Brother Menashe DC Camp with a short lesson to edify the hopeful elect. Because we know this society of Esau, man, is always going to push in that idea of technology to solve problems, man. So we got another example here. So I also need to say, most importantly, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well diligently, and the Akim that are doing the work of Yabashima Shai in faith and sincerity of mind. So I could see the title of the article from NBC Washington for here in the DC area. It says Arlington County, that's in Virginia, to eliminate vehicle decal requirements by July 2019. So all those stickers you see on windshields, they're gonna be done away with, man. The sticker for your inspection and registration, all that stuff, they're gonna do away with it. Alright, and they're gonna use license plate readers to enforce the collection of property taxes, and then to notify folks that they haven't completed their inspection. That's emissions test and all that stuff, because they have all those records of the DMV. So that's just one step closer for the elites to put the noose around the people's necks, man. Because they're squeezing the people, man. They got plans. They got big plans. A lot of folks, already seeing this coming. DHS is also using this too. License plate readers to enforce immigration. They just, drive past your vehicle. The license plate reader, the camera you see on those vehicles, on those cop cars, they'll run your tags real quick, before you know it, they see your history, what kind of tickets you got, if you have outstanding warrants, child support, and all that stuff. They're going to have access to all that information, because it doesn't take much, to change the interface between the camera and the database system, that's going to be pulling up the information. It's just like the movie Repo Man. So if you get a chance to go watch the movie again, man, they got access to all your information. So all they gotta do is just increase the fields in the database, and then from there they could take action, man. Pull you over real quick and tell you that you got some outstanding payments, and you know how bad it's gonna be, man. It's gonna become a tool of abuse. It's already a tool of abuse anyway, a tool of ridicule. They're gonna put your business out there on the streets. Yeah, so it's gonna be so hilarious, man, to see how the Messiah is gonna bring this country down, man, bring Babylon down. And it's terrible, but hey, the men of the Lord will have a last laugh. So it says, Arlington motorists will no longer have to display vehicle decals on their front car windshields starting next summer. All right, says the county board voted unanimously this last Tuesday, to begin to use license plate reading technology to enforce vehicle registration and vehicle personal property tax requirements, instead of relying on car window stickers. So I live in a different county. I live in Prince William County, but when I used to work in Arlington County, I park my vehicle there on a lot on the GOB, the plantation. Then I get a letter in the mail saying your vehicle is garaged in a different in a different location, that you haven't paid a property tax. I'm like, how the hell would you assume that I'm living on the property? you know, so I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. So it's like how Esau is, man. He's always about that money, because controlling money is also about controlling people. They gotta get those taxes. You know, and then you just gotta submit documentation that you do not live on the property, that you just work there, that you're a slave. And then before you know it, you don't get any more notifications, because property tax is no joke, man. Even though you buy a house, you have a allodial title, whatever, you still have to pay taxes. So that's the way the elites have set it up, man. You know, the whole system is based on injustice, corruption, destruction, so it's gonna get worse. Then it says the county board voted unanimously Tuesday to use license plate reading technology to enforce vehicle registration and vehicle personal property tax requirement instead of relying on car window stickers. Arlington is one of 21 localities in Virginia that still use decals, according to Arlington County. So they're gonna go that way, man. So all 21 counties in Virginia will have to go along with this idea, man, because they're having that push to go paperless. You online, paying your bills. You don't want, tell them, well, you have an option of getting your receipts by mail, your bills by mail, or you just want to go paperless. They email it to you, or they send you a text message letting you know when your bill is due. So that's exactly the direction ESOS system has been going. When your tax is due, you send you a text message, or you get a robo phone call. If you got to be on the job, your supervisor doesn't really have to call you. You could look up your schedule online. You get a phone call from the dispatch system. The automated system will let you know that you got to be at work at a certain time. Might call you about 2 hours ahead of schedule, 3 hours or 4 hours. you know. Then it says the board chair, Katy Crystal, said the move marks end of an era. All right. So it's the end of one era, and then you have a new era. All right. For Arlington County. So these are the little things, man, that's gonna be being pushed. So Esau could have his new world order, man. He needs to have control over the people. Needs to have control. And it says the decal is going the way of the horse and buggy. We welcome this technology upgrade and thank the hundreds of Arlington High School artists who for years participated in the decal design competition, Crystal said in the new release. So all these, counties and councilmen and county representatives and mayors, they're all puppets, man. They're all going along with Agenda 21, you know, to squeeze people into an uncomfortable position so they could give in to the wills of the elite. We see that in DC. They make it so difficult for folks to get around the city. If you're driving a bike, riding a bike, it's all chaos, man. You know, everything gets tighter and tighter. You could barely drive properly. You're driving, like you're driving on eggshells, man. So then it says the decision to eliminate the 1967 requirements will not go into effect immediately. Vehicle owners will still need to display the 2018-19 yellow decals until July 1st, 2019. So all this Esau's juju or voodoo, you want to call it, man, it's a reason behind it. It's all about controlling the people, gradualism, increasing the heat steadily upon the people. All of a sudden, the folks are trapped. They can't go nowhere, you know. And then you have about the issue about the testing of the facial recognition system at Dulles International Airport. So there will be no need to have passports anymore, man. All they gotta do is just scan your face once you get there. Your name appears on the screen, your boarding pass, whatever, your destination. You get to your destination. You might still have to scan your face again. They want to take you through custom controls, whatever, and then from there you head on to your final destination. So that's exactly what the elites have, man, to control movements of the people, to control their thought process. So they're gonna move in different directions, man, to keep people controlled, to keep people under the thumb, of their power. So it says this is a long time coming. Frankly, there's been a lot of folks who have argued and advocated for eliminating the decal. And it says the board member John Vestad said during deliberations. Alright, it says this would eliminate the nuisance of having a decal, scraping it off, putting it on every year. So that's the idea. So all these technology companies that are pushing this idea, they're all owned by folks that have ties to the elites, man. You know, your grocery chains, your medical facilities you go to for medical care, your education, universities, whatever, government, they all have ties to the elites because they run them from behind the scenes. And then they have the puppets, that rubber stamp their agenda. Alright, so it says while drivers won't have a physical sticker, they will still have to pay a motor vehicle license fee. These fees generate 5 million every year for the county. Alright, so it's gonna be hilarious, man, when folks are gonna wake up at the last minute and say, oh man, they feel trapped, that everything is a mess. And then you have folks from different states, different cities that live in Arlington that choose not to register their vehicle with the so-called county or state. They're gonna crack down on those people too, man. And then you have the discussion about neighbors ratting out other neighbors to report them for having an out-of-state license plate and not registering with the county or state that they're living in. That they gotta pay property tax. So it's gonna be a serious situation, man. Have people turn against each other because they choose not to register their vehicle with the state of Virginia. Then it says still the decision will mean the end of the county's treasurer's decal design contest for Antioch County High School students who produce photos and artwork designs for the stickers each year. So they just use it as an excuse, man, that these folks are being creative. But all in all, they're just trying to get rid of the old way and bring in a new way of tracking people. You know, that's all it is, all about control. And then you get the precepts, because whatever Esau does, man, the Mosai is always going to have a way to bring it out. All his secrets are going to be exposed, you know. So this is going to be the book of Obadiah. See verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So you're going to see all this stuff in the news articles, man, on the websites, because these news organizations, they're owned by the elites also. Whatever they want you to see is what you're going to see. But the Messiah open your eyes further to look at things properly. You see the whole architecture of deceit. You see how everything is just falling apart for folks. They could barely make ends meet. And then the other view or other perspective of the elites. You see how they're making things to be difficult for people. All right. So it's beautiful to see that the power of Yahweh Shema Shai is being exercised. You see the prophecies coming to pass. because it's all gonna lead to the mark of the beast, you know, and then it's gonna have all different types of technologies to monitor the people and control where they gotta be and where they shouldn't be, you know. So you look at Psalms chapter 64. You start from verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privily. So all this, getting rid of decals and whatever paperless, whatever, it's just to track people, man. They say, who shall see them? So whenever you're going to trying to get a new cell phone, they want you to put in your email address, your phone number, all that. There's not for really communication, it's just to track you. That's exactly how it works. It's all about knowing where you are at all times, because folks got to be controlled from the perspective of the elites, right? That's one thing they always want to have: control, power over the lives of people. And then they say, who shall see them? But hey, the angel of the Lord, Yahbashima, shall see them. And then he reveals the intentions to his servants, the prophets, as well as the people out there on the internet. They see exactly what's going on. Then verse 6 says, search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So things like this, man, Esau's plans doesn't just happen, man. They take time to research how they could have a proper strategy to accomplish their goals. They put out money there, on the table. They call it grants. All these think tanks and educational institutions, they have their researchers go in and put up paperwork, man, proposals. They have their experiments, they have their surveys, they check out where the minds of the people is. And then from there, they're able to have recommendations. Then they go to the next phase. They run the experiments, and then they keep on tweaking it, and then they come up with the final results. And that's exactly what you see when it comes to all these legislations. All right. So that's how Esau accomplished his goals, man. Then verse 7 says, but the Alahayim, right, shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. All right. So the Lord is going to destroy their enterprise. They can't accomplish anything without the Lord approving it. But at the same time, when they think that they're the ones in charge, they are going to be up for rude awakening, right? So I'm going to get another precept here. I'll just use my other device. It's going to be the book of Wisdom of Solomon. I read it straight from the scriptures. Yeah, just bear with me. I can. This book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So all these folks out there, they are found to be of little worth to the elites. So they're gonna do their best to make sure that their power is felt, throughout the corridors of these different institutions we have in Babylon and across the face of the earth. They're gonna do everything they can, man, to steamroll and move forward, because that's all they're about, man. They want to move forward. They gotta accomplish certain goals at a specific time, and whoever wants to impede their progress is gonna get placed on that kill list, man. So the elect have nothing to fear, but the Lord Yahbashim Shai, because we know we're in safe hands. And these elites, they're angry, man, because they're doing everything they can to get their birthright back, man. And it's not gonna happen. These Edomites elites, they're trying hard, man. The struggle between Edom, the so-called Caucasians, and Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The contention is real, and then you're gonna see how bad it's gonna get when they start coming against the men of the Lord. So another precept is gonna be the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, and then verse 1. This will be the last precept. Let me keep the video brief. So it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee." So all these plans to have license plate readers, facial recognition, the RFID chip, throwing folks in jail for failure to pay certain bills. All those ways of dealing treacherously with people, you know. So that lets you know, man, how angry Esau is with Jake, man, because it's always going to be a majority of Jake that's going to be trapped up in Esau's institutions, man, whether it's in education, medical facilities, transportation, whatever. Jake is always going to get the worst of it, man, the end of the stick, all right? And it says, "When thou shalt cease to spoil, then thou shalt be spoiled." So when the Most High destroys Esau's power, they're going to become a booty. They're going to become hostages to the elect. Their kings are going to be shackled. They're going to become servants, right? They're going to be put in their rightful place of servitude. And when thou shalt make an end to thee treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So treachery is one of Esau's tools to keep his power, and the Lord is going to turn the tables against him. So all these idea of going paperless is for a reason. It's about control, man. Because they want the enterprise to continue to generations. So I'll say Kahala Ya Bashim Shai Bashem Kwakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone who wrote well. It's a beautiful thing to have an understanding of the Holy Scriptures, and pray that the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai continue to deal with you, man, because you can't run away from prophecy, man. And then the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will guide you. He's going to protect you. He's going to make your life a shining light, man. When all hell breaks loose, man, then you're going to see how the Lord is going to pull things in your favor. So I can just make sure you keep your eyes open for all these events that's going on in your neighborhood, also at the national level and internationally also, man, because these prophecies are real, man. You can't overlook them, even though they look so minute. There's always a precept concerning that. Shalom.